So we're back with a summer edition of the SoCal Business and Basketball Report. The Fairfax tournament just wrapped up this evening here in the Fairfax neighborhood. And we had a good week of basketball. We've covered the businesses in the area last winter and also talked about the neighborhood. So we're going to focus tonight on the basketball tournament here, the transfers in and out in Los Angeles, and then we're going to talk a little bit about coaching in the area as well. So it was a great tournament. Tonight, Mater Dei knocked off Sierra Canyon 72-71. It was a game that Sierra Canyon controlled the majority of the game, and they just kind of let Mater Dei hang around, and the young guy Evans from Mater Dei hit a three with about 4 seconds left that gave the win to Mater Dei. Yesterday, Sierra Canyon beat Taft, and then Mater Dei beat Rancho Christian. The consolation game tonight, that went to Rancho Christian 82 against Taft. Taft had 71. And Evan Mobley for Rancho Christian did not play. His brother Isaiah did play. Isaiah played really well. Didn't see Scottie Pippen here for Sierra Canyon, so it's there's some people talking he may not be back at Sierra Canyon. Hard to say there. And then from Fairfax, Ethan Anderson has a broken wrist. He broke his wrist 3 weeks ago, but it was nice to see him right there in the gym. I was in the gym 3 times this week, and every time I was here, saw Ethan Anderson. So he's a real gym rat, and even with the broken wrist, he's got interest in being here. So I mentioned the speculation with Scottie Pippen. Sierra Canyon looks like once again the most dominant team in the area. The one thing they are lacking is a true point guard. With Dwayne Washington going to Ohio State, I think they are going to miss him. Cassius Stanley was bringing the ball up, and so in a tight game, and a team that can hit some threes, that's the type of team that's going to give Sierra Canyon some trouble. Sierra Canyon does have some transfer. Christian Coloco is a 7-footer that's come in from Birmingham. All the Ivy League schools are on him, and Arizona has also offered him a scholarship. His teammate last year, Devonair Dutervy from Birmingham, is going to be a freshman at Arizona this year. So Arizona may have an upper hand there in getting his services, as he'll be a senior. Harold Yu is a 7-3 player that's come in from China, and he'll be a sophomore. He's probably not going to play a lot for a couple of years at Sierra Canyon, but he's an awfully big guy, so it gives them another option. Another kid that's come in with Sierra Canyon is a wing player, and his name is Andrew Austin, and he can hit the three. He looks like a defensive player. He has a little man bun in the back, so watch for him to contribute as well. In terms of Mater Dei, Harrison Hornery, who sat on the bench last year, so he saw quite a bit as a freshman. He's a sophomore, 6'9", he hits the three. Devin Askew will do just fine at point guard. He's a strong kid, needs a little bit of experience. Aiden Prukop can hit the three, and then Wilhelm Breidenbach is back, a strong rebounder, very physical player, and Ryan Evans is another kid that should start. He hit the three that won the game tonight. So everyone can hit the three for Mater Dei except for Breidenbach. Some of the other players, Damien has Malik Thomas back, and they're going to have another transfer. Looks like I can't comment on that right now, but I think Damien will probably be next year the strongest team in the Inland Empire. Fairfax should be strong. Ethan Anderson will be back as a senior, and he's got to get that wrist right now, but he's a real gym rat, and I like him a lot. This tournament, it's a great opportunity in the summer to get everybody together, and had some great conversations. Yeah, it's really a great thing in the summer to have this type of thing. I had a candid conversation with Kenyon Martin, and I always liked his toughness, and he's just a straightforward guy. His son KJ at Sierra Canyon will be a senior, and they're looking to get him some wing experience. He is one of the best jumpers in Los Angeles in terms of throwing the ball down on the dunk, and but he did hit a 3 tonight as well, so they're looking ahead there. Sat with Demetrius Caleb's parents. Demetrius Caleb Sr., he played for Michigan, played with the Lakers, and they really support their son quite a bit, who's at Taft, and he'll be a junior. Size 12 shoes now, and long kid, can hit it on the wing, and I enjoy watching his development each year. And then I had a good talk with Spencer Friedman as well, the graduating point guard from Mater Dei. He'll be on his way to Harvard at the end of August, and he's the same old guy, very respectful, and I'm sure he'll do well there. The other teams to watch out for this upcoming year, Bishop Montgomery, of course, Rancho Christian, Taft, Rolling Hills Prep. They're going to eventually get there with Harvey Catani, coaching that team, who coached Fairfax for years. La Jolla Country Day, Fresno Memorial, and Notre Dame of Sherman Oaks. I expect to have good teams next year. Moving on to the next topic, some of the coaching. We have very strong coaching in Los Angeles, and a lot of times I feel sorry for these coaches. It's a very tough job. I don't care if you're in China or Ethiopia, Los Angeles. Human nature, you know if there's a ball hog on a team, and if you've got a lot of friends and parents around there, a lot of times they're gonna gang up, and a coach has to call that type of thing out. That's good coaching, and some coaches are good at just letting guys play. Some coaches call everything out. So you never find the perfect person as a coach. They just don't exist. But there's one very successful coach in Southern California that he's just extremely tough on the kids, and someone puts up a bad shot, he's yanking them and MFing them upside and down, and so a lot of people can't handle that. Whereas on the other end of the extreme, I saw one case, one team has a real ball hog, and the kid just kept driving and losing the ball and so forth, and it's where all the parents, it's almost like the parents are gonna chew up the coach and jump all over the administration. And so bottom line is you have to call out bad basketball as a coach, and one thing's for sure, I've seen through the years, if a team scores a bucket and the other team throws the ball down the floor quickly and kicks it up and gets a breakaway layup, say, and the coach does nothing, that coach won't be there a couple of years from now. The correct response there, usually a good coach is going to explode, usually on the team, not one person. But yeah, I saw an array of coaching this week, and it's just interesting to watch the parents and the fans and responding. And but we do have very good coaching here in Los Angeles, and saw some teams in San Diego that looked pretty good last year, and they just couldn't compete with the LA teams, partially because of the coaching. Andre Chevalier at Sierra Canyon does a very good job, and I think one of the things he used last year was he kind of let his team get down 9, 10, 11 points, and because he knew the character of the guys he had on his team, and they pressure themselves when they get down like that, and that's when they play their best basketball. Tonight, they were ahead the whole game, and they should have blown Mater Dei out, but I made a comment about 4 or 5 minutes to the person sitting next to me that the game shouldn't have been 9 points, shouldn't have been that close, and Mater Dei ended up hitting a couple threes, and they got right in it and were able to hit a game winner at the end. Um, that's pretty much all I wanted to mention on the coaching side. Some of the guys to watch next year. You heard me talk about a lot of people this past winter, and I like Max Agbonkpolo from Santa Margarita Catholic. This next year, Onyeka Okongwu. Looks like he'll be back for his senior year at Chino Hills. Jalen Green from Fresno Memorial. He's going to make a lot of noise. We'll see what happens in 2020, but if players are allowed to go straight to the NBA, Jalen may be one of those guys that just goes straight to the NBA and not in college. Lamont Butler from Riverside Poly, I expect a good year from him. He zips around the court, makes a lot of layups, flying through the lane, making layups. Gianni Hunt, Josh Vasquez, and Oscar Lopez at Bishop Montgomery, they're going to be strong as usual, and I like all three of those players. Malik Thomas, I mentioned to you from Damien, they may have another transfer coming. Ryan Langborg is back at La Jolla Country Day. Vaughn Flowers at Rolling Hills Prep, he's going to have some help this year as well. And Clark Sladgert from Oak Park, look for him to do, he's probably the best Sladgert, and his older brother will be at Dartmouth this next year as a freshman. Wes will be over there, so Dartmouth will have a player from Southern California. Michael Wong will be at Penn, and Spencer Friedman will be at Harvard. So, and those, they may well be the three top teams in the Ivy League. So I mentioned to Spencer, just keep pushing each other and make the league as good as possible, and good things can happen. Most people, they go to the Ivy League, they know that basketball is going to end at some point, but I think there's a few kids that could continue to play past college that are going to be over there as well. So that just about does it tonight. Just want to give you a update here in the middle of the summer. If there's any other news, I'll pop back, but we're looking for another exciting season this next winter in Southern California, and have yourself a great evening.